Hello, grade 6. How are you doing today? This is your first literature selection in trimester 3. Actually, there are two selections, and we're supposed to compare and contrast between the two of them. The first one is called In Search of Pompeii, and the second one is called Italians Trying to Prevent a Modern Pompeii. Both of them are informational texts. So, as we said, both of them are informational texts. And the purpose of an informational text is to provide the reader with factual information. What do we mean by factual information? Factual information means that these informations are not any kind of informations. These are facts. Facts can be verified, and verified means that I can go back to books, to studies, to government papers to make sure that these information are all true, are all based on scientific evidence. So when I say it's a fact, it means that it does not change, and it means that it is true. Now, these informational texts are written to be added to your textbooks or to be published in newspapers or magazines. Now, there are characteristics for the informational texts. It might have graphics, illustrations, photographs, and captions, etc., etc. And I have provided you with a paper before that has a list of all of these things. But we are going to go through them again in details. So, characteristics of informational texts. First of all, the photographs with captions. So, our selection is about Pompeii. And Pompeii is a city in Italy that used to exist a long time ago, in ancient Rome. Now, as you can see in this picture, there is a building. It's the inside of a building, but we don't know what building is this. The caption helps me to understand things about that picture. Now, the caption says that this was a bath, a public bath, which had running water, and this water was heated using central furnaces. So we understand now that although Pompeii existed a long time ago, in ancient Rome, those people had public baths with running water in pipes, and this running water was also heated. These people were advanced. Also, another characteristic is the maps. Now, the maps, as you can see here, in this map, you can see where Pompeii is located. It's located in Italy. It is not near Rome. It's very far away from Rome. So the maps help me understand where is this city located. Now, diagrams. Diagrams are something like this in this picture. In this picture, it shows me the excavation land. Now, Pompeii was buried under the ground, and people had to dig a lot of dirt to find Pompeii under the ground. So as you can see, this is a diagram of the excavation area. So you can see where it is still not excavated, and where was it, and where it's excavated, and what did they find under the dirt. Like, as you can see here, they found a swimming pool, for example. So the diagram is a picture like this, or an illustration like this, to show you what is happening and the parts of the city. Here, illustrations also. You can see pictures like these, drawn and colored, just to show you, to explain to you what is happening. In this illustration right here, you can find a volcano with magma core, and it shows you how the volcano has erupted, and it's shooting magma out of its main hole right here, the top of the volcano. Another two characteristics that we've studied before are the headings and the subheadings. The headings are the titles, the big titles. As you can see here, it is written in orange. It says, "From In Search of Pompeii" by Giovanni Caselli. So, as you can see, this is the heading, and the heading gives you a little hint of what you're going to read about. So we understand, or we infer from the heading, that we're going to read something about Pompeii, or how did they search, and what happened to them while they were searching for Pompeii. Now the subheadings are other titles, but little ones, that we use at the beginning of every section. As you can see, your informational text here in Search of Pompeii is divided into 3 sections. The first section, as you can see, is called Pompeii, the Evidence. It's written here in blue. We call this part here in blue subheading. Pompeii, the Evidence, this is your subheading. And subheading tells you something about what you're going to read in this section only. As you can see here, it says the evidence. So maybe it's evidence of who lived, how they lived in Rome, how their life was, their culture. So let's see section 1. If you read section 1, you're going to find out the evidence. It's filled with evidence of how life used to be in ancient Rome. So it's evidence left behind in Pompeii that provides us with much knowledge of ancient Roman life. Like, for example, the houses that they used to live in, which was splendid and luxurious, and it had swimming pools and little gardens inside. The pottery that they used to make and drink in and eat in. The marbles that they used to design and decorate their houses with, which was very expensive actually, and the statues that they used. The glasses. You see these glasses right here, and the jewelry that they used to wear. So in this section tells me evidence about how they used to live. In section 2, Uncovering Pompeii, it speaks about how did they find Pompeii? What happened and made them find Pompeii? So in December 1860, the era of scientific excavation began. And excavation means that you dig dirt, you dig under the ground until you find artifacts of how people used to live a long time ago. Now, King Victor Emmanuel II appointed Ferrelli the director of the excavations at Pompeii. Now, Ferrelli was a really great archaeologist. He invented a method of excavation. As you can see in the picture right now, he used to divide the excavation land into parts, and he gives these parts or these regions numbers. So it will be easy for them to actually dig the dirt in this land part by part and little by little. And this method, which later became a scientific method used by all scientists today, made it very it was very important, and it made it easier for them, although not fast, to find Pompeii and to find it intact, to find every little piece of Pompeii and put it together the way it was before. So the excavation of Pompeii was very slow and very careful, and it took a long time, but they found Pompeii intact and they rebuilt it again. Now in section 3, a tragic day, we can infer from the word a tragic day that this informational text is going to tell me something, or to tell us something about a very horrible day in the life of the people of Pompeii. So Mount Vesuvius erupted on the 24th of August, and the eruption was very powerful and very destructive for two reasons. The first reason, that the expanded gases trapped in rising magma caused many explosions, many huge explosions, and the hardened lava from previous eruptions plugged the openings. These rocks must be blown before any magma can escape, and therefore the explosion of the volcano and the eruption of the volcano was horrible. And the magma actually covered the whole city and buried it for centuries. The author also wanted the reader, by explaining all of these scientific information about the volcano, he wanted the reader to visualize what happens when a composite volcano erupts, to understand what happened in Pompeii. He wanted you to visualize what happened in Pompeii. Actually, if you go to the videos that I left you and you watch them, you will understand more about what happened in Pompeii. Now let's move to the second selection, Italians trying to prevent a modern Pompeii. Now the author wrote this selection because he wanted to inform the people that Mount Vesuvius still presents a danger to people living nearby. There are still people living in that place near Mount Vesuvius, which is an active volcano which can erupt any time and can kill all the people. Now, the author wrote his paper to give us a problem, and this problem is many people live near the volcano, making evacuation difficult. But he also suggested many solutions. He discussed some solutions, offering residents money if they will move, destroy illegal buildings, establishing a national park at the top of the volcano. So he gave us a problem and he discussed three solutions with us. So we understand, or we infer, that the text structure of this text is problem and solution. He gave us a problem and he gave us some solutions for it. Now, you guys need to score attendance and to score participation marks. So to get these marks, I want you to answer this question and leave the answers in private comments on Google Classroom. What is the main idea in both texts? If you go back and listen to everything that I said here, it will be very easy for you, and it will be very clear and obvious what is the main idea. Of course, both texts were written for different purposes, but they both have the same idea. Okay, guys, good luck and goodbye.